time travel, because here I am looking back and remembering and feeling the feelings as of then as well. And I love going in through this door, dance with Erina Brady. And she was a magical woman who allowed us all to be completely who we were, in the physical, in the dreaming, in the thinking, and you could be, there was no criticism, but there was some kind of encouragement which allowed you to become more who you were. It's about 71 years since I started to come to this door and go into the magic inside. And I can still feel its vibrations. It's lovely. It's very exciting looking at it again. It seems like yesterday, and yet it seems years. Well, it is years ago.
Yes. Erina Brady herself, you know, she so loved the dance. She inspired you. And you wanted to do what she wanted you to do. You know?
Yes.
So much brighter.
Yes. It's really changed.
Than I remember.
I don't think this was open,
no,
you see.
It wasn't.
It was a dark hall. Turn right, is that it?
I'm not sure, Anne, whether it's left.
We'll have to argue about that. So, was it down here? And I'm wanting to say there are a couple of steps and the studio is through here. I don't recognise anything here, do you?
No, absolutely not. This is definitely all change.
Once upon a time during World War II, Irish-German woman Erina Brady brought cutting-edge modern dance to Ireland from Germany. I discovered Liam Ó Laoghair's 1943 gem of a film, Dance School, immortalising Brady and her little pupils. It got me wondering, who were these tiny dancers who had never seen this film before, and where did the dance of life take them?
Look, but I wouldn't know who's who.
I
knew you and Barbara.
Yes,
I do.
There's Erina.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's great, actually, isn't it, really?
Look, Margaret, look at you.
Is that me?
Oh, that's yes, look at you. Doing your best.
You're very good.
Extremely good.
Oh,
that's marvellous. That was hilarious.
I think I'm acting to the camera.
Barbara again.
Oh, look, isn't it wonderful? Also serious. It was a great dance, actually, wasn't it? It was so free.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Is that one of the Blake Kellys?
Could be.
That could have been.
It could have been.
No, that's you.
That's Barbara again.
Yeah. Who's that?
I was wondering, was that me with the plants?
Yes.
I think so.
Gosh, it's a terrific film.
Look at the little boy. I wish we knew.
There's you, Mark.
Oh, you're right.
That is funny,
Isn't it?
Do you remember it being good? No.
I don't.
No.
Awful.
No.
No.
Look, she's really enjoying it, isn't she? Erina Brady.
It's lovely to see Erina Brady dancing.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Now, who's that?
I think that's a Blake Kelly.
Must be. I think it might be.
That she's very good, isn't she?
Using every fibre of her arms, every bit of them.
Yeah. 43, I would have been 6.
I would have been 10.
Would you?
43.
Because I would have only been 7.
Well, we wouldn't have. I was born 34. 8. I was 8.
Making yourself older.
We're quite ancient. Erina there, typical pose.
And that was her bed in the back.
That's her bed here.
The divan.
It was her home.
Lived there.
Her workplace.
Oh, no, she was a bit bohemian, I think, really, wasn't she?
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
You know,
Totally.
We were so lucky to be set there, you know.
This, see, I have a memory of going somewhere where Matt Liam and Hilton were in the country.
In a lovely
That's
house.
right.
And I was the naughty little cloud, and I was behind a bush, and I was meant to come out at some stage or other. And of course I didn't come out. I probably went to sleep.
Oh,
but we drove down in a horse-drawn carriage to this place.
There are clouds now.
Yes, I think this is the one.
Yes, that's where I did it. Well, there's no, is it? No. I don't think I ever appeared, because I remember
You were under the bush.
getting into trouble for not coming out.
But well
That
done,
was
Mom,
terrifying.
remembering if we were meant to be little white
Well, that might be
clouds.
there.
Yeah.
Where's but that's you there.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm
That
behind
might be
you.
with something on your head.
I did appear. Oh dear, isn't that? It's great in colour, actually, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Look who all gone. Ah,
Look at that audience. Quite
Yeah.
an audience.
They've even parasols up. for the sun.
I can remember that day so well. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Lovely red hair.
That's Anne for her.
That's our
Oh, that was it.
Yeah. Oh, look, Gemma, do you recognise me with the plaits?
Yeah.
There's Erina. She was very strict. You can see that. We didn't have very nice dresses though, did we? Just
No.
tunics. We did a lot of improvisation, just dancing, doing whatever we liked to music. Erina would put on or get the pianist to play something, and then we would have to interpret it and use our arms and our legs, and then often she would help us. She's obviously doing something there and we're all copying her, then dancing around in a circle. One little boy.
Yeah.
She'd have us standing and she'd want to relax the whole body, so we'd be standing with our feet up. She did the first, second, third classical stuff as well, but she'd suddenly say, now, come on, we're going to stretch. And she'd say, we'd be standing like this sort of thing, and then she'd say, knees, so you bent your knees, groins, you brought those forward, groins, chest, impulse. And you can see her in the picture where she does it, and I can just hear her saying, knees, groins, chest, impulse. She had a great eye, I think. She would watch each of us and she would know how to say just the little word, not you should do, but stretch a bit here, try a bit, just very little. And you'd see the person change a bit.
He made you want to do it because she was so engrossed and interested herself in bringing it out of you, if you know what I mean.
But she was sort of.
She was very good
aloof,
disciplinarian,
wasn't she?
wasn't she?
Sort of aloof.
Yeah, but she was encouraging at the same time.
Very encouraging.
She was a good disciplinarian too.
She's somebody you would really look up to, and
You'd want to do well for her.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's
But she wouldn't be a cuddly sort of person.
Oh,
you
gosh,
wouldn't,
no
you wouldn't
way.
rush to her. You wouldn't want. There would never be a hug. I don't think. You know, she wasn't a motherly type.
No.
But she was just one of those people, I think, very important in your life, growing up. I think, you know, sort of somebody
to look up to.
rather like a Reverend Mother. Yes, this would be one of the original presses, and we have the modern press is much lighter, but these are nicer to use. And believe it or not, this is a very good exercise for your back if you do it properly. You can strain your back. But I'm still doing it after 40 years. So.
Margaret Becker grew up to be a renowned stained glass artist and printmaker and founded the Leinster Print Studio in Clane, County Kildare.
And would you trace all this creativity back to your childhood? By any
Oh,
chance?
yes, I
Could you
would.
relate
I
it
would
with
really.
Erina Brady's
Free
ethos?
expression, yeah, absolutely. I think I have to think that, really.
Yeah, and where are your windows that you
They're all
use?
over the place.
Are they?
Yeah, yeah.
In churches all over?
Churches and recently, domestically, yeah.
From Donegal to Killiney,
Yes.
Mayo,
Yes.
Glenstraw.
Yes.
3 lovely ones there.
Patrick Pye remembers Erina Brady though, doesn't he?
His first love. His first love.
His first love.
first love.
That's great, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, she must have been very exotic. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she
Oh,
had
she was, yes.
leopard skin coat,
That's right.
blackberry.
Do you remember the blackberry and the long flowing hair?
She was very elegant.
She had some sort of magnetism. She got us going. She was a terrific teacher.
She was a great teacher.
She really
She
was.
inspired you.
Yeah,
She
just
would kind
by
of talk to you,
her movement.
tell you what she thought you might do, and improvise yourself. And improvisation was very important.
I dreaded that class, the improvisation, because you had to just go and do
That's right.
whatever. Very good for you, actually.
Pretending to be a shell or a flower.
Follow the
opening up,
music,
you know, and
just
things
totally.
like that.
It's amazing. I mean, it hasn't. The memories haven't faded of that. It must have had a really terrific influence
Oh
on
yes,
us.
I think so too.
There were rumours she was a German spy. Remember
there
when
was,
talking
yeah, there
about
was.
that? I think they couldn't make her out, and they made it up.
They wondered what
They
she was
do.
doing in Dublin at that
Yeah.
stage.
The woods around Wicklow, dancing barefoot, and people thought this was very odd. And that, I think that was partly what led to her being thought of as a spy. Maybe there were other Germans
did.
living in Wicklow at the
Oh,
time.
maybe.
Wasn't when the prisoners there, the German prisoners?
there were,
in
Glen.
Glen. I don't know.
That she used to go down to Wicklow dancing in the
Yeah.
woods barefoot.
We should all
Yeah.
be.
dancing.
Yeah, sounds great. So did you keep, you kept up dancing after?
Yeah, and I went to school in England and I did classical ballet over there as well.
I gave it up, I'm afraid. But I
Involved
dance.
in
I
the
dance
arts.
in the kitchen.
Yes,
And I dance.
so would I.
Just for dancing's
Yeah.
sake. But it's not free. It's not ballet. It's just.
It's
Whatever.
Asterix dance.
Yeah.
Passive expression.
Yeah.
Romy became a painter, and Barbara, a former chairwoman of the Tyrone Guthrie Centre at Annaghmakerrig, became a patron of the arts. She was also awarded a CBE for her peace and reconciliation work in Northern Ireland.
I think most people went to formal ballet or step
They
dancing
did
or
what?
tap dancing.
They went to
I
Miss
think.
Katz's
Yes.
school of dance.
That's
And I
right.
think they thought we were
A bit odd.
odd or different or whatever. They didn't quite understand.
I don't think it was accepted widely. I think people felt if you weren't doing classical ballet, you weren't really doing ballet. If you mentioned you did modern ballet, people would then say, well, we do classical. And subject closed, you know. And in her classes, you started off, you limbered up, and then you did various exercises, and then always at the end you had 10 minutes, which was improvisation, and the pianist would play a tune, and then you would improvise to it. And that was the highlight of the class. And she was very much into your own interpretation of music. Listening to the beat, she used the percussion that you saw in the film. She used a lot of waltzes, and which was very good for arm movements, and I seem to remember Debussy and always classical music. She was very striking and held herself very well, very strong features and dark hair and straight and very striking. We lived in Mount Marion and she'd cycle out with me and have a meal and cycle back again. So she was very, very friendly.
Was she good friends with your mother?
Yes, yes, she was.
Right.
And with my father, although he was a bit in awe of her. She was enjoyed, I think, being included in her family.
Do you remember the film being made at all?
The film in the open air. I don't remember the one taken in the studio, for I can't understand that. But I do remember the one outside being taken, because it was very exciting that we were being filmed. So I definitely remember that, but I never knew. I never saw it. I remember doing the Blue Danube, and I remember being photographed on the Cloud Ballet, and I loved it. The whole afternoon was very exciting.
So you were all little clouds.
Yes, floating around.
Yeah.
In the sky.
It's
So
gorgeous.
it was a nice ballet. In the Gaiety, she gave her a recital, and she asked me to do the Blue Danube to open it, and so that was exciting too. And we were asked to choose the music and then do the choreography, and then we performed it at the end of term. And she liked the Blue Danube, so she suggested that I did this in the Gaiety, so that was a thrill. She was always giving you images that you were thinking of trying to act it in it as well as dance it. It was much easier to do that than if she had said, now move your right hand and stretch it out. You know, you were actually caught up in what she was saying, and so your movement was starting here. And a lot of the performances that were given, we did a sort of a small ballet before, so we were sort of often included in it all, and then the main item would be The Voyage of Muldoon. That was a wonderful ballet. That was my favourite. It really was, because they did all the different islands, and it was very strong. You know, Erina often brought in a poetry and then interpreted it. Like the fairy ballet that we did, this one here. Well, that was in the Abbey, and then we started off and with Titania's speech, and she sent me to Christopher Casson for elocution lessons, and I had to do the opening speech of Titania, Come Now, Rundle, and then I did the poem and lay down, and then all the fairies came in and did the ballet. You know, there was quite a lot of sort of a little bit of drama in it. We didn't wear shoes at all.
Really?
No, never. She was always bare feet. You didn't even wear, you know, soft ballet shoes without no shoes at all, ever. We just accepted that modern dance, you didn't wear shoes, so we didn't. And all the, you know, ballets, those ballets that didn't wear shoes, she would give talks and then demonstrate them a little bit. And she definitely went out, you know, to the public and to schools, and you know, but she taught in quite a number, as long as you wore a long skirt. You know, you had to have your legs covered, and you had to be careful of your movements in convents, or you weren't allowed to do it. She definitely wanted to widen your horizons. She definitely didn't confine her dance to dance. She liked to enlarge it with all the arts.
And 2, 3, 4, 1, good.
I teach the Extend, which is a branch of the League. It's for older people, and it's the movements or the classes given on chair. You have to be sitting. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And then I still do lead classes.
You take the classes?
No, I just go to lead classes. Every 5 years we go to the Albert Hall, all the countries who have league classes.
Brilliant.
So that gives us something to work for, and that is nice, because you're doing a definite sequence.
You must have been sorry that you couldn't continue.
Yes, I was. It was. Well, we had no brothers, and the accountant said to my father, "I think one of your daughters should do a BCom." And in those days, you did what you were told. So instead of continuing on with I was going to do the piano, do the teachers and what is it in the piano. I had to stop Latin and Mass and go into Trinity. Now.
Oh, look at this, Anne.
Let me see.
It was, well, the situation, the studio was definitely at the back here.
Yes, that was it.
You know.
It's the right size.
Yes.
And it's at the back of the building.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. I can nearly see Erina now. Down memory lane, definitely, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
And she slept there. It was her home.
It was her home.
And she had a little alcove with the bed in it.
Yes.
You know? And when it's demolished, it looks so much smaller.
Oh, so
doesn't
much smaller.
It?
Because it was a huge studio.
Yes.
It was wonderfully big. On this wall, there were drums and different musical instruments here.
In the alcoves, wasn't it?
And the bar was over there.
On this wall, right down the whole wall.
The piano would have been just about here. There.
Yeah.
And then the mirrors would be
there.
Over here.
Opposite.
There.
And then the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it all right now, haven't we?
Brilliant.
And a beautiful floor.
Oh,
wasn't there?
Lovely wooden floor.
It was lovely. And we used to go diagonally in line across the rooms, isn't that right? When we were doing any leaps or something, she had us starting it diagonally one end, and you went to the other end, isn't that right?
Yes.
And then came back, and you were either praised or told off.
Do you remember she had a dog? I just remembered the dog.
Yes.
A lovely, mostly white, black,
that's right.
furry dog.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Scamp. That was the dog's name.
Yes.
Oh my
Margaret
goodness.
remembered.
Oh my, I didn't remember that, did
No,
you?
I didn't.
I can't wait to see her now.
Oh, come on. You're not so the same.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it amazing? After all those years. I can't believe it.
I can't believe you came all the way over.
Yes.
Well,
What else would I do?
That is unbelievable, isn't it?
Amazing.
And what do you think?
on this area.
The studio,
Because it was at the
Piano
back.
down there.
the piano, that's right.
Yeah, that's
The bar,
Yes, Muriel.
Muriel.
And she used to, as a
Bang,
child, I
bang,
used to
yeah.
be so intrigued because her hands would come up.
They
And,
do,
Yeah.
right, they do. Absolutely, yes, yes, they did, yeah.
and then she'd look over
dear.
at Erina.
And
Erina
yes.
does it.
Yes, and perfect timing, hadn't she? Yes, yes.
You know, isn't it wonderful to go
Okay.
back?
It's just
to your
Isn't
childhood?
it?
Isn't it?
And to actually come back to the
Oh, yeah.
studio.
I know.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Believe what it is now?
No, a car park, it's not
I know.
terrible, isn't
It's
it?
sad in a way, it is sad. I was half hoping there'd be
Yes.
some remnant of it here, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
A little bit of
Yes,
evidence.
Yes.
yes, just a bit.
I got really confused coming in because it was
Yeah,
like a
yes.
fairy's tale gone wrong, you know.
The wall had come down,
It was different.
and it was
The wall
was
so
in the same
brighter.
place.
And it was also
Yes.
bright and beautiful. We'd be dreaming tonight of it, wouldn't we? Absolutely will.
Lying in bed looking at the skylight.
Bits come floating back in, though.
Yes.
They're funny little bits that you
Yeah.
remember.
And all the knees growing chest, do you remember that?
Knees going just impulse.
The impulse, everything was impulse. Flowing movement, isn't that right?
Full body, yeah.
Yes, that's what I like.
Whole body, that's right. Down to the fingertips.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And it feels good. It's taking me, it's the first time since coming through the door that I really can dream myself into the actual studio where we danced and lived and moved and had our being and created things. And I could almost take my shoes off. We just need some piano music and stuff. And off we go.
It feels good to be
It
back in the
feels,
studio.
oh, amazing, absolutely amazing. It's lovely, yeah.
And anyway, Erina Brady loved outdoors dancing.
Oh, didn't
so-
she just? Yes. Yes, she loved the real. And dance was part of that. It was as natural as walking.